Tim, we're finally back. The podcast is back. But most importantly of all, I've caught World Cup fever.
Have you?
I have. Why?
Because England won.
England won. But most importantly of all, Tim, Australia lost. They didn't just lose. They got absolutely battered by your mum's favourite team, New Zealand.
It was good fun, wasn't it, this morning?
Amazing. But why are we here, Tim?
Well, we're here because we want to do a podcast every single day of the Cricket World Cup and make something about it.
Exactly, because it is exciting. And also, that's 19 days, is it?
I think it's 19 days of cricket.
We're going to be coming in your ears for 19 days.
Like Chorley FM.
Exactly. And I promise it's going to be some of the most high quality cricketing content out there. Why is it going to be the highest quality cricketing content out there, Tim? Because we're not going to talk about stats.
Stats are banned.
Fuck the stats.
Fuck your stats.
This podcast is purely about vibes, feels, what we thought of the day, and not because someone's averaging 30 at a strike rate of 150, although that would be impressive in T20. I'm bored already. So should we get into it?
Yeah. But you've got to tell the listeners and the watchers that there'll be a punishment each day.
There will.
Should one of us mention stats?
Yes. I forget sometimes that our listeners and watchers aren't involved in my internal monologue.
Yes.
And there will be a punishment every day. And Tim, what is the punishment today if someone mentions stats?
If someone mentions stats today, they have got to voice note Phil Salt asking if he can look after their cat tomorrow.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah?
Love it, yeah. I think Phil will probably say yes.
I'm in Australia, you fucking weird. No, who's this?
Who's this? That would be great. Right. And we'll get that on camera as well. We'll do that on camera. So make sure you boys can hear and watch it. So let's kick things off.
If any of you see stats that we don't notice, don't forget to message him.
Exactly, yes. So let's kick off. First things first, catches, Tim.
Well, catches win matches. I don't know if you've heard that phrase before.
They do. They really do. And there were some spectacular ones today. Did you have a favourite?
My favourite was Adil Rashid.
Okay.
One of the reasons why is because not too long ago we put out a video saying that Adil Rashid couldn't field.
Leg spinners can't field.
Leg spinners can't field. And to see him at mid-off, pedalling back over his shoulder, just to catch it slightly with it, was brilliant. And do you know what was even better? The TV camera panned to him, and you could see he was looking up at the big screen and he was just smiling, like deep down. You know when you've done something really special, I don't care what it is in life, whether it is a catch in club cricket or you've done something well at work or university or whatever, and you just can't help but let out that little smile, that embarrassing little... He had that and I loved it.
Yeah. Well, everyone needs a bit of approval from time to time, even the best leg spinner in the world. That's nice, isn't
Rashid Khan.
Adil Rashid.
Oh, no.
Adil Rashid.
What was your favourite?
My favourite, New Zealand, Australia. Australia at home. They're thinking 200, that's not that many. We can chase that down in front of a home crowd, in front of a boy at home crowd. First time they've had a sellout this tournament. In fairness, it was the first real game of the tournament. But, wow. Phillips. That guy is a walking highlight reel.
Have you seen his highlight reel of catches?
And he does it with the gloves, he does it without the gloves, and it proves my point that wicketkeepers are the best fielders on the ground.
Do you know he bowls off spin and seam?
Unbelievable.
He can do everything.
And do you know he played in the Middlesex second division?
No one's asked about that.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you that. Right. But you know what? Catches have evolved so much in the last 5 years. I almost get out of my seat more about a catch than I do a six or a wicket at the minute. Like, I am so wowed sometimes when people like Phillips pull something out of the bag, when Livingston pulls it out of the bag. That gets me off my seat as much as a six at the minute.
Do you not think, though, Tim, what you've just said is a bit sad?
Well, I'm opening up to you and I'm letting you know that's how I feel about things.
Sorry, I should be respecting your fragility at this point.
Yeah, you should be, okay.
Yeah. No, I agree, but also it's such common practice now. We've seen, what was it, 4 or 5 absolute blinders today? Maybe we should just accept that cricketers are amazing. It's not like American sports where all of a sudden, oh my God, it's a bare hand play. I saw a whole highlight reel the other day of American sports, baseball. I'm just talking baseball specifically, and I'm a baseball fan. I like baseball.
What's the wiffle ball?
Wiffle ball, that's great. Backyard wiffle ball. I watch that for hours on YouTube. But I love wiffle ball so much. I'm just thinking about wiffle ball now. But barehanded plays, there was a 10-minute compilation video of barehanded plays, and I promise you, Somerset under 12s could have done most of those plays.
Yeah.
I've never seen them, but I assume they're a good side, Somerset under 12s.
There will be, Somerset, it's a good cricketing region.
Yeah, and the thing is, they don't have a big talent pool, so they've got to work hard on fielding drills, haven't they? Unlike Lancashire, Surrey, Middlesex. Oh, Middlesex aren't a real county.
Nottinghamshire, they just sign other people who've done fielding drills.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, by the way, context, we are in a changing room, so if you hear noises coming from behind us, it's because there's a Diwali party going on.
Yeah,
so
100 people.
Yeah. And just us two shadows in the changing room talking.
We thought we were getting the bar, we walked in, there was 100 people celebrating Diwali, so we're in a pretty grotty little change room.
Yeah, I think I'll tuck into some of the food afterwards, though. It looks pretty spectacular.
I'm not sure you'll be allowed. Though.
Yeah. So next up, Tim.
Yes, what you got for me?
I'm going away from catches now.
Yes.
Well away from catches. And I want to talk about the fair and brave nation of Australia.
Oh, right, okay.
And in the context of winning T20 cricket games.
Yes.
We're not in the UAE anymore, boys. We're in proper Wicketsville. We're in proper grounds. Not to say that the UAE doesn't have some fantastic setups, but trust me when I say, if you win the toss in the UAE, you're going to win the game. Australia, you can't do that anymore. I'd be surprised if they win a game in this tournament.
No, you can't say that.
They might not win a game.
Yeah.
If they bat second all the time, they might not win a game.
No, they'll win a game.
Mate, who's in the group?
One game.
Oh, they might beat Afghanistan if they bat first.
Say and Ireland.
And Ireland. They won't beat Sterlo. He's a one-man wrecking ball. And that's not a comment on Sterlo as a man. That's just as a cricketing force.
I enjoyed it. I always enjoy Australia getting absolutely dealt with. And this morning was no different. It was absolutely superb. But to write them off?
I wrote.
No, you can't write Australia off.
I wrote them off pre-tournament, Tim. I know for a fact they're all gesturing. They're not actually that good.
You can't, no.
Finch passed it. David Warner passed it. Marsh, he's all right. He won't get away with it all tournament. Zampa, throwdowns. Hazelwood was about the only saving grace for Australia today. The rest of them, I'd be looking for an inquest if I was Cricket Australia.
But they're not. I mean, it's one game. We hammered them in the first game last time they won the tournament. We've got to face them on Friday, and they're gonna have their backs up. There's no way you'll see a performance like that again from them.
But they're gonna have some air miles in them. They're gonna have to go to Perth and then back to Melbourne to play us. So for me, I assume they'll be flying economy class after that game. I can't imagine Qantas will allow them in any sort of premium economy after
Bob
that.
Willis, are you?
You boys should take a long, hard look at yourself.
Can I say something?
Tim,
I'd love to add something.
That's why we're here.
That new Perth stadium. I'm not even that bothered about the stadium. The ground, the wicket, the dimensions, wonderful. Makes for absolutely fascinating cricket. The wicket is rapid, it's bouncy. Those wide dimensions make it so interesting. Like players are 30 yards off the boundary and they're still running twos to him. It made 113 plays 113 fucking well interesting.
Tim, today you've told me you're only excited about catches and you love running twos. You're killing the game.
The Wayne Madsen.
You're killing cricket. I'll tell you, we went to Leicestershire this year, summer, and the clinic that it was either Leicester or Derby put on.
Derby, Shan Masood and Wayne Madsen.
They ran twos to death, and it was gorgeous, but it is a bit badgery.
I'm not saying the twos. It was more the tactics of both teams. I found it really interesting, actually.
Okay. I love that.
And the sound the ball makes off the bat at that Perth stadium, beautiful.
People are saying it's like the Emirates. That's got a great atmosphere this year, isn't it?
Old Trafford?
Emirates.
The Emirates Old Trafford?
No.
The Emirates Riverside?
The proper one in North London.
Never heard of it.
Right.
Do they play cricket there?
They should do, because England would win all their games there in the atmosphere. Next up, Tim.
Yes.
And this is actually a really serious point, and I'm worried and I'm concerned, and the whole cricketing world should be concerned. But foam boundary markers are going to kill someone one day. They're going to finish someone off. Someone's going to run into one, and it's just going to clean through them, and they might decapitate them. And I think we've got to be careful.
But how would Aramco sponsor world events?
the game's sold out. You know, it's more interested in danger and advertising than it is in player safety and you know, thoughts with Reece Topley in this difficult time and anyone else who's been involved in a boundary foam massacre.
Right.
And genuine thoughts with Reece Topley as well. We love him.
I've got nothing to add on your boundary foam.
I know. I just thought I needed to make a genuine point because I've been worried about player welfare for a long time. You know, these guys travel very, very long distances. They don't need a bad instance with a boundary foam to ruin it all for them. Reece Topley's parents landed the next morning.
All because of a boundary foam?
All because of a boundary foam.
What would you have instead?
What would I have instead? I think, I don't know, they've done it for a few years in cricket now, but a rope. Yeah.
That'll never catch on.
No, and then you'd have to get, you know, like Ben Stokes rolling it in at the end of the game to get it back in.
They should do flags.
Oh, like the Yellow Pages flags you used to have in Colts cricket.
I don't know about Yellow Pages, but just the white flags.
Maybe they weren't sponsored. See, even then, even in my Colts cricket, they were selling out.
My club, when I grew up, had a concrete wall about that big, and that was the boundary line. I'm not kidding you. So, you know, like there was no way of ever being able to chase the ball back, dive head first, flick it back. Not that people were doing that in club cricket in Lancashire in 2005, but yeah, just a lovely little concrete wall for you to smash yourself into. So I think we should bring that back.
Yeah, nice. And we've got a segment, and I think we'll probably finish with the segment, the new segment. But I'm very excited about it. And Tim, do you want to introduce it for us?
Do we want to go to that one first, or do you want to chat about Sam Curran?
Well, yes, actually, I do want to talk about Sam Curran. You're right.
You'd missed off one of your points.
I missed off one of my points for today.
You've only got three things to remember.
I've only got 3 things to remember. But I have played football today, so, you know, I'm quite tired. Great win.
Yeah.
Great win. Didn't score. Should have scored.
How many Ks did you do you think?
Usually I average about 11.5.
11.5 Ks?
11.5 Ks. I'm like, you know, peak Beckham.
Are we talking about stats here, by the way? I don't think we are. It's not cricket stats.
Wow. We'll let the people decide on that.
Yeah.
And I don't know who brought it up as well.
I said Ks, but then you said 11, didn't you? Does that count as a stat?
Oh God, I'm probably gonna have to voice note Phil, aren't I?
We'll let the people decide.
Let the people decide. Oh no!
Not even a cricket stat, a made-up football stat.
Oh no, Phil, please look after my cat. Oh no! Oh Jesus Christ!
Right. Anyway,
Sam Curran. So, Sam Curran, 5 foot. I love him. He's a Surrey boy. He's a good-looking boy. Blonde hair, fantastic man. Cricketer that works purely in intangibles. He just makes things happen, as literally everyone says about Sam Curran. But his 5 foot today. Do you think that he only got 5 because people were shitting the bed because Mark Wood was bowling heat at the other end, and almost all of the wickets were through the shot early? Just get me out of it.
Yes, but I think there's a bit more skill to it. I will say that. But yes, 100%, they're shitting it because there's a lad bowling 95, 96 miles an hour at one end. Of course you're going to have a pop at the other end. And I'm not saying that any old Tom, Dick and Harry can bowl from the other end and get 5 for 10. He's still gone and got 5 for 10. He's still bowled really, really well. And he's been bowling really well for a couple of months now. But absolutely, professional cricketers treat the game like us club cricketers do. That if there's a fella who's bowling a little bit quick from one end, I'm going to have a pop at the other end. And if I run past the 16-year-old leg spinner, I don't care.
Was that Adil Rashid today? Was he the 16-year-old leg spinner?
Yeah, Adil Rashid was a 16-year-old leg spinner, and Sam Curran was the fat 40-year-old bald man who just puts it on a spot.
Just quietly, on that, and I want to get this in now, I want this on camera.
Yeah.
South Africa, dark horses here, because they've got some wheels. It might be the tournament for Wales. And
how much are they paying?
You know what's what? Sorry, I've got upset now because it's what really annoyed me about watching that Australia game today, and it triggered me because it made me think about that World Cup final at Lords where little medium pacers bowling cutters and stuff like that was working, and Stoinis was bowling these little like little disgusting little things that he bowls. And if it was coming out of any other man, people would be like, well, this is annoying and rubbish, isn't it? But it's because it's Stoinis and he looks like a Greek statue. Everyone's like, wow, this is amazing. He says he's executing his skills brilliantly.
But if it was a fella called Harris for New Zealand,
Yeah, exactly. But
if it was a bold, sloppy lad called Harris, it'd be like, he's just putting it there, hoping for the best.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, yeah. I don't want people to get the opinion that I don't like Australian cricketers. But actually, we'll come back to that point in a minute.
Well, yeah, should we move on to our new segment?
Our new segment and our finishing segment for these podcasts. These are going to be in and out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because we want to get the juicy stuff in and done, like boundary foams.
Yes. The important topics of the day.
So, new segment, get in the bin. We're going to tell one person a day to get in the bin because you've upset us, maybe not for pure cricketing reasons, but just in general. You've upset us and we think, you know what, we don't hate you, we don't dislike you. But
today,
this very
moment, you can get in the bin.
Get in the bin. And today, the get in the bin, I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to put him in the bin, David Warner. First over, Edge is 1 for 4 and he's chatting all kinds. He seems chirpy, but that's why we love David Warner, isn't he? He's up and about.
He's the most athletic man on the planet.
He's probably the most athletic man that's ever lived. Right? Next over, horrible looking swipe across the... I mean, just one of those ones, your coach would be livid if he saw that on a Saturday in a club game. Plays this horrible hoik across the line, ball bounces up, hits 17 things, hits his shoe, hits his knee, hits his helmet. It might not have hit all these things. And comes round and follows and hits his follow through of his bat and onto the stumps. The cricketing gods, whoever they are, Mother Cricket, thank you so much for that. Get in the bin, Davey Warner. And hey, should we finish up for the day then?
I think we should.
That was spicy. I loved it.
Yeah, good.
It's going to be good for me to vent every day because I think I need this during World Cup. There'll be ups, there'll be downs.
Oh, there'll be plenty of them.
England are going to win it, obviously.
I'm not sure we will.
And if there's any way of Pakistan and England sharing the trophy, that would be the dream scenario. Nice, yeah. And spicy tomorrow, eh? India, Pakistan. Can't wait to talk about that one. Not the stats, obviously. But yeah, first and foremost, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hit the follow button, hit the like button, give us a comment. Tell us if you thought we did bring up statistics, because that's very important. Very important. Because otherwise, we might have to voice note. Well, I probably will be the one who has to voice note. Phil. Yeah. And also, if you want to support us throughout the World Cup, there's a link in our TikTok bio, and you can buy us a coffee. We are currently broadcasting from a changing room. Yeah. So our setup isn't the greatest. No. I'm actually recording this on a potato. Yeah, I know. So all the support we can get would be absolutely amazing. And we really appreciate it. And just to say, and I don't say too many sincere things, but the last 2 years and the following and the support that we've got on TikTok, although sometimes a fractious relationship where I'm called lots of things and I quite enjoy it, to be honest. Yeah. I love a bit of give and take. I appreciate all of you guys and all of you ladies who follow us. It's awesome. Especially the geezer who's got your phone background. That's the best news ever. Someone today has slid into the DMs. We'll hopefully be able to pop up a picture of this, or we can show you on our Instagram story. So go to the Instagram and have a look. But you got to shout him out. You got to shout his name out. Shout him out. Quick, Tim. Who believes I can't use social media? His bio is called Smexy Beast 123 TM. Smexy Beast 123 TM. Troy Moore 4. And I'm on the background of his phone today celebrating Australia losing the opening game of the World Cup. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. We've been dealt with. This has been Fuck the Stats.